Hello again. In this fourth Scratch video we are going to make a guard. Remember, you need two guards, but once you've made one you can easily copy the first guard and just put it into a new position on your maze. We will then make a ghost which will chase our Pac-Man, and we shall add a treasure key which will be the goal for us to get to win the game. In the last video I had made the ice creams, and as you can see here I added the code for that. I've gone forward and made some other foods here. Let me just show you those. That was my ice cream. I made a burger, some sushi, healthy, an apple, healthy apple, and some grapes. So that's the foods I made. So going back to the codes, as you can see I made these foods. There's no code in these grapes. I've put the code in there, but if I go to the ice cream you can see this is the code we did in the last video. So dragging this across here, and when you get on top of the thing and it starts to wobble, if you see the wobble, let go, and you will see that this code has been copied across to that. This is fine. The only thing we need to change here, as it's a healthy food, I've already broadcast thin before, so we will broadcast thin here. So these will create a thin Pac-Man. Okay, let's drag this across to these other two because they don't have any code either. So wait for the wobble, and the last one just here. Okay, so they've all got that. A good way to test this is to quickly press the start, move your guy on top of all of these just to make sure you can get your score up to the 15 points required to win the game. 7, 9, and there we have 15. That's good. Okay, so resetting that, we are going to make a guard, and we will start by using our brush tool, and let's magnify this. Now I'm going to make a square guard this time. I want this to be in the center, so I'm going to change my fill at the moment to transparent, and I want to get a guard making sure that this is in the center, and there, move it up a bit so that looks pretty good to me. The size looks not too bad as well. I think that would fit, so that's fine. Okay, let's color this guy in. Okay, so this is our guard, and we'll duplicate that like we did our Pac-Man, and we'll just simulate a mouth in one of these. Okay, so there's our mouth. We'll position this, say, here. So he's going to start somewhere. I don't think he, maybe I think I'll just change the size down to 90. That's better. Okay, so that I'm going to start about here and patrol around here. Hopefully he's not too big. I can always change his size later. So on the code, remember, as with all codes, we always start with the green flag. When this is clicked, we want him to start here always, so we will set him in motion there. Go to that position there, and we want our forever. Another thing we could do with here is make him point in the direction we want him to move in. So let's point him in a direction here. And let's make him point to the right. So forever, what's he going to do forever? He's going to move. We can change the speed of this at any time. 2. Okay, so off he goes. Let's test that. He's moving, and he's going to walk straight through the wall because we haven't got any code in there. Pressing this and starting again, he starts there. Good. Okay, the code for him to bounce, we've already got some bounce code in here, down here. So if we duplicate that, add that to our guard. Now you will see in our guard we have this piece of code to save us doing it all again. So if touching the maze, which it will do, point in direction, bounce, move 3 places, and we want it to turn. So let's make it turn, and I think 45 would be about. Here we go. Okay, he looks okay. Let's see if he can make a full circuit. Okay, he has. He's doing his job. He is guarding us. Okay, so we just need one small piece of code in here now. If he touches our guy, it is indeed game over. So let's get a sensor here. If touching Pac-Man, we're going to use another broadcast here, and we will simply broadcast a new message. Game over. Okay. Okay, so that's all we need at the moment for that. This will be explained in the next video. Nothing will happen at the moment. Let's do this. Our guy is going to be here. It broadcasts a message, but we will see that when we get to this stage. So let's stop that, put him back to there and stop there. Another thing we need is we need a key in here. So I did say you can use things are in here. I'm just going to type key. There's a key. That's good enough for me. It's a bit large to fit in my box, and I could probably do with rotating it. So let's rotate this key. I think I'll convert to bitmap, and then we can rotate that around. That's good, and the size needs to be about 50%. Okay, so this is our key, which will be the treasure in the box. The code for this, very simple. Again, one of these, and this time we don't want it to move. It's not going to go anywhere. It is where it is. We want a forever, sensing touching our Pac-Man. We will broadcast the same message as before. Game over. Okay, and making it there. So he's got to get to that key to win the game. This game over will be explained the last video for this. Okay, one more thing whilst we're here, and that's going to be a ghost. Now again, you can use the system for this. Okay, so let's see if we have any. We've got a ghost. Okay, good. He's coming in. As you can see, he's got a few costumes with him if we want to use those. So the ghost, I think, is always best positioned down here, maybe about 40 size. That's not too bad. Okay, so there's our ghost. He's going to start there. Code. So again, with one of these, and this time we will have to tell it to go there. We don't want it to start too close to our guy. And forever again, we know the pattern by now. And an if, and sensing, if touching, Pac-Man, broadcast, game over. Okay, forever moving, so the speed of this is up to you. I would suggest maybe a 2. So moving, we're going to point towards our Pac-Man. Okay, so starting the game, and as you can see, he's moving across and he's trying to get to our Pac-Man. And if he catches us, game over. Remember, we need 2 guards, so I'll quickly show you in case you don't know how. Start here. I will just duplicate that. I've got this other one here. If I was patrolling, say, this area, or even down here, all we need to do there is change where it starts. All the code's good, so off we go. Okay, we've got 2 guys guarding our key. I did say minimum of 2. Okay, that's the end of this video, and the last video is coming up soon.